AI startups like OpenAI and Anthropic are notoriously capital intensive, but where does all that money go? Joining us now is Immad Akhund, co-founder and CEO of Mercury, a fintech that offers bank-like services to many of those startups. So, Immad, interesting spot in the business here. Just set us up, though, and talk about exactly what your firm does, where you come into the picture, I suppose, once these startups get funded.
Yeah, we started the company in 2017, and we provide radically different banking to startups. So, as soon as you have a business, one of the first things you need is a bank account to kind of receive your VC funding, pay for your services, give your employees corporate credit cards. And we've gone beyond banking. We have cards, bill pay, invoicing, and it's all integrated in one place. And we provide it to startups and small businesses, small to medium businesses. We have about 200,000 organizations using Mercury.
And what is the advantage that you saw, and I suppose see, for doing it as a specialist in this area? I'm sure there are many large integrated banks that want this business as well.
It's a pretty easy question. Like, do you like your banking? I think most entrepreneurs, most consumers as well, just don't like their bank. It's a really painful product, lots of fees. I've been an entrepreneur since 2006, and I was always super frustrated. Actually, yesterday, we just launched Mercury to consumers as well. So I've been using it as my personal bank account for the last year. And there's just a lot of features that we have on, I can describe some of the personal features that will help describe the business features as well. Lots of collaboration features. So, my nanny has a credit card, a card through Mercury Personal, and I can set controls so she can spend this much per week on kind of kids' food and travel and things like that. And then we have all your money in one place, and you can auto transfer between your different accounts and earn yield on savings account, things like that.
Talk about the trends now in startup spending. I guess where it's principally going and how that may have changed recently.
Yeah, so 1 in 3 early stage startups use Mercury. So we see a lot of data in both their banking and cards in terms of where they're spending. AI is obviously a big spender. So we did this report where we looked at these startups to see where the spend is going. It's a pretty broad set of AI services. You can kind of, if you look at the top 10, obviously OpenAI and Anthropic are in there, but you also have these kind of vibe coding and coding assistant type things like Replit and Cursor. And then there's a bunch of productivity things, like whether it's Fixer that does email productivity, or Notion, which has like kind of productivity across all your kind of, I guess, docs. So it's definitely been, what we're seeing with AI is startups are obviously very early adopters of AI. They're both AI companies themselves, but they're also big users of AI and providing services that increase their productivity and also give AI kind of features to their tools.
Does it feel as if the incumbents, though, have an advantage in some respect? I mean, you mentioned obviously kind of the big names are the ones that are the recipients of a lot of this business.
I mean, OpenAI and Anthropic are, now they're almost incumbents, but these are very new players. We did this list of like top 50, and I think I'm just looking at this list now. Basically, nothing in there existed 10 years ago. So there's a couple of players that have done a good job of kind of rotating into AI, such as Replit and Notion. So, neither of those services had any AI, I guess, 3 years ago, and now that's the main thing that they do. But I don't think incumbents are really playing very much here. I think Google with Gemini is probably the one that's made the most headway in terms of incumbents having a large presence in AI. But that's very new. I think even 6 months ago, Google was really struggling with AI.
It's probably overdone to compare this boom with the internet boom in the late 90s, but there was a criticism there that, we were funding all these VC-backed companies and IPOs, and that was creating the revenue for all the companies that were building out the internet and doing the web services and things like that. And then all of a sudden, the funding kind of shut off, and it brought a lot of those businesses down. I mean, are we at risk of having that repeat?
I think Yeah, the biggest difference is right now we're very supply constrained. So, back then we built a bunch of fiber out and there was just not enough internet usage to justify that. Right now we're building data centers, and as soon as we build them, they're maxed out. And I don't see that changing in the next year. There is just still so much demand for AI. I mean, even if I look at Mercury, we're doing a ton of things, but in the back office and in terms of user features that just require more AI chips and more energy to fuel these data centers. So I don't think it's changing for the next year. I mean, we're all kind of concerned about the, whether this hype cycle turns into the bubble. I don't think we're there yet.